No More Writer's Block by Marcia Yudkin. Introduction.
I have to write a lot of proposals and reports for work. I don't have any trouble starting, but after a couple of sentences I start getting hung up on words and punctuation. Can I say stubborn problem, or should I say obdurate? And do I really remember correctly what that means? Should a comma go here, or do I need a semicolon? And soon I'm fussing the thing almost to death and it ends up awkward and choppy. But if I'm not careful, I'm afraid it'll mean my job.
I'm a pretty smart guy, but hate to write, I'm always putting off reports till the night before they're due. Then I lock myself in my room with a pot of coffee and spew ideas out, stream of consciousness, into the typewriter. Good idea, as my boss complains, but disorganized and undisciplined. Hey, I'd like to get my act together so I can get promoted,
I've got a terrific idea for a science fiction trilogy, and you should see my study. I've got the whole thing plotted in 5 different colors on my wall. But the writing itself, I don't know, it's grim. I'm a dogged writer, and I'm halfway through the first volume. It doesn't sound like me, though, or like anything you'd want to read. I'm afraid I just don't have any writing talent.
Do these people's troubles resonate with you? Would you like writing to come more easily to you? Are you avoiding writing as much as possible? Would you like to be more satisfied with the results? Do you feel you're not tapping your full potential as a writer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, then this special report will help you form a less stressful, more fulfilling, more productive relationship with writing, and you'll learn very specific practical tools for getting a lot of writing done in a small amount of time. My recipe for prolific writing involves striking your ideal balance between discipline and inspiration. So I'll describe 5 elements of discipline. Don't worry, they're relatively painless. And 5 elements of inspiration. I'll also teach you 5 exercises that you can use to get your business or pleasure writing done in much less time than you dreamed it required. Once you've finished this report, adapted from my CD course, Become a More Productive Writer, you'll have a clear idea how to work with, rather than against, your idiosyncratic creative preferences. You'll need pen and paper and a timer for some of the writing exercises, so you may wish to round them up now before getting started. We'll get started by confronting some common misconceptions about prolific writing. Part 1. 5 elements of discipline. True or false? To become a prolific writer, you must learn to write fast. It's commonly believed that to become a more productive writer, you need the mental equivalent of a speed-up pill that allows you to race through your writing projects. In fact, productive writing does not necessarily involve writing faster. If we divide writers into tortoises and hares, I'm a tortoise. I write relatively slowly. Throughout my first decade as a professional writer, I averaged 2 to 3 pages a day. Yet, in that time, besides teaching writing and coaching individuals on their writing, I published 4 books, 11 audio tapes, more than 100 magazine articles, 8 short stories, and probably completed at least a third again more material that hadn't made its way into print. At some point during my second decade as a professional writer, I increased my output to 3 to 4 pages a day, but I would still have been able to meet deadlines and watch more published works pile up if that increase had not happened. So, productive writing does not require fast writing. It does, however, involve being able to start writing whether you feel ready or not, to finish what you start, and to do it well. Making the best use of your time, and you may not need as much as you think. Learning how to recognize and channel energy and enthusiasm. Knowing enough about yourself to be able to fashion a creative process that's uniquely suited to you. It's that last factor that has offered the greatest surprise and delight to writers I've taught and coached. Most people assume that writing has to be done in some standard way, and this trips them up. A very talented psychic told me recently, "I really ought to write a book. People keep coming back to my classes because they love the way I present the material. But I just can't see sitting down for so long and writing the thing." "Aha," I said, "you don't have to sit down to write it." "You don't?" she asked. "No. You could write it
Sample complete. Ready to continue?